That
Can you?
was the most awesome special. The corn and everything you put on that.
The corn
was so delicious.
Yeah, the corn.
You know, the only thing that yak
So I would
braising
say,
it,
we could give you a box of bones. Or you
I
could
cooked
look
that
through
stuff
a
a
couple
long
of
Well,
time.
I was gonna say, could you just describe real quick how you cooked it? Because a couple of people asked me, and I know what braising is, but can you?
So spice rubbed it, a little bit of cinnamon, chili powder, cumin, salt and pepper. Deeply ground it off in a braising pan, then with Vermont beer.
Did you use Sean Lawson's
No.
beer? Did you use Long Trail? Did you
We
use?
use Trout River. I used
Trout
Trout
River.
River and
Nice.
Otter Creek, a blend of their brown ale and their Vermont lager. You know, a little flavor, little diverse flavors. Then in there went dried and fresh chilies, mirepoix, carrot celery, which is a carrot celery onion.
So anyway, I will
There's
email
rocks there. You guys can put
More spices, cinnamon, coriander, a little vanilla. Vanilla's a great little sort of Mexican
Wow.
braising thing.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
And when you braise, describe what is it? You get a braising pan, and you is
So
it
braising is like a dry, wet heat. So the dry heat in the saute pan, you brown it off, nice crispy, like deeply brown it off to where it's like a nice crispy steak kind of looking thing. And then transfer it to another, you don't necessarily have to transfer it, but in this case I did deglaze the original pan so you keep all those little bits and stuff into this braising pan with beer, fresh chilies, dried chilies, carrot, celery, onion, cinnamon, cumin, vanilla, coriander, celery seed, probably some other stuff.
and do you sort of simmer it or
And then,
slow
then
cook it
slow
for a
cook
while,
it. Then I
right?
put it in the wood-fired oven, a low oven, probably 300-ish if I had to guess, probably for, went in around, I would say going 6 hours.
Wow.
Really slow.
So you really did slow cook it.
Yeah, slow and long, and basically you don't do anything. At that point, you're just keeping a slow oven. I think I looked at it once, but
Right.
nothing. You're not doing anything.
You're not turning it. You're not stirring it. You're not
sealed pan. So
sealed pan. That's right.
It's covered maybe halfway up the flesh, and then the steam. You know, basically if it's a tight cover, the steam does its thing too.
And how many pounds of meat did you prepare?
That was 30, 28, yeah, 30,
39.9.
yeah, 30 pounds.
30 pounds of meat. That's great. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is it okay if we put this up on our website?
Sure.
Great. Because a lot of people were wondering how do you braise beer-braise yak? And
Yeah.
I know what braising is. But I don't know.
It's all process. People are always saying, "What did you put in that?" You know, it's a little bit about the vanilla and the spices. It's more about the process. You know, deeply browning it. And inactivity in the kitchen is one of the hardest things people. You know, it's like for 6 hours, I better. You know, I gotta
I must
cook
be
that.
stirring, poking,
Right.
spinning, right?
And
right.
every time you open that pan, you lose that steam. Everything drops a few temperatures. That's how it gets tough. You know, you got all this steam. It's bathing in this steam. You open it, you lose your steam. You're back to dry heat. Leave it alone.
Just don't mess
and
with it.
That's what people can't do in the
6
kitchen.
hours.
Yeah, 6
that must
hours.
that must make chefs crazy until they figure that out, huh?
And it reaches this line. Like at 4.5 hours, I was like, "Oh my God, this is not happening." It
Right.
was, and then 5.5 hours, I was like, "Oh yeah." It's like all of a sudden, red meat will go like it's braising. It's like tough, and then boom. I don't know what chemically happens, but all of a sudden your proteins break down, and
So
then
6 hours is kind of the magic.
that's what I found.
Right.
You know, I'm sure if you had a smaller cut, it would be quicker.
Right.
I'm not sure of that actually.
Right.
I've never worked with
You've never done this
ones.
before.
Right. So I'm making this up.
Now, are you gonna next time you do yak? Are you gonna do it the same way? Or are you gonna try something new?
I'd probably try something new.
Yeah.
But I'd have to think of, I think you could do a great sausage, like grind it, add a little something fattier to it, a little local pork or something.
Yeah.
Do like a chorizo kind of thing, a little
Yeah.
spicy sausage,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a yak chorizo. I could totally see that.
Did Dave tell you
How
we're
many
picking?
specials did you sell last night?
32, which is high.
It's high.
Yeah.
Good.
For just the yak?
Yeah.
Right.
People loved it.
Good.
Like, if we run, Misty Old Chicken is people just, barbecued chicken. That'll sell like 32. But if you sell, you're doing salmon or like a brisket or something, maybe 22 or something. So people, I don't know, curiosity, I think, too.
Yeah, curiosity probably draws. And did people give you any feedback specifically about what they liked about the yak? I mean, or were they just it tasted good combined with the
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
peppers
it
and
was
the corn
a combination of
yeah, because the
everything you had on
vegetables
bread.
was
I
great.
think also I would also be conscious of the moisture I wouldn't serve that on like a roll kind. I wouldn't do like a pulled pork sandwich with that, unless I was.
Because it's too dry.
I don't think it's too dry. I think you have to be conscious of what other ingredients you're putting with it. And I wouldn't want to like then take some scoop of barbecue sauce and like, because then you'd lose your, you'd lose some of the subtlety of it.
Did Dave tell you we're getting some sausage in this week?
No.
Okay.
But I would do my own sausage. Like I would do. Like,
Okay.
And I also was talking to Dave. Some feedback I'd have. I would do a bone-in cut. So if it was like a shoulder roast, but
So the next time we butcher, we need to leave some bone in.
yeah,
Bone
I'd
in.
keep bone in because
Yeah.
like, especially for braising, that's going to fortify your.
Yeah.
Because then what I did with the braising liquid, reduced it, pulled the yak, and then poured this reduced braising liquid back through the yak. So
okay.
that's an important step for that too.
Okay.
Add some flavor, it hydrates a little bit too.
Nice.
Because if the meat is a little bit on the drier side, and again, not in a negative way, but that allows it. It's more the sponge thing that's really going to soak up this braising liquid.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you.